You're listening to Win the Day with James Whittaker.
What we do in life echoes in eternity.
Broadcasting from Los Angeles, California. Here's your host, James Whittaker.
Let's go.
Welcome to the second episode of 2021. If you're new to the Win the Day show, thanks for being here. I'm your host, James Whittaker, and in this show, I give you the tips, tricks, and tools to win the day every day. And I usually bring along a special guest who can share their incredibly inspiring stories and give you clear actions to reach the level of meaning, income, and impact that you want to have. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube and you need to get on the road, you can access these episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Amazon, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. And if you're listening to the podcast version but want to check out the episodes in video for the most immersive experience, head over to YouTube because you won't just find the full episodes, you'll also get a bunch of exclusive video content on there too. To make sure you get access to episodes as soon as they're released, hit that subscribe button, and we've got our biggest guest yet appearing on the show very soon. What I want to do today is share with you the reason why most people fail each year, and then walk you through the exact process I use to enter each year full of confidence, so those big results happen sooner rather than later. Or if you're like most people who don't have the right plan, not at all. And I'll also reveal the simple item. Seriously, it costs like $10 on Amazon that has helped me finally achieve the one goal that I used to really struggle with. Our quote for today comes from Benjamin E. Mays and says, "It must be borne in mind that the tragedy of life doesn't lie in not reaching your goal. The tragedy lies in having no goals to reach." That is such a powerful quote, and you'll see shortly that it's the perfect lead-in to what we'll talk about in this episode. As we get into the good stuff, I'd like you to share this episode with just one person who you think needs the right motivation and planning to make 2021 their best year yet. We all have the ability to succeed, but often life knocks us off course, and that raging inferno of passion we once had within becomes this dull spark. But the right inspiration can make all the difference and completely change the trajectory of someone's life. So share this with one person who you care about so they can get some big things happening with their financial, physical, and mental health. I always start each year supremely confident, and 2021 is no exception. In fact, despite everything going on in the world, I am more confident this year than ever before. That's because I've spent years, what feels like a lifetime, learning, applying, and refining what I believe is the most effective goal-setting system available. But most people fail because they don't even know where to start. Last week, for the first time ever, I even decided to run a 90-minute goal-setting workshop so I could walk people through the exact process I use to set goals that work, so they could also start the year full of confidence and know exactly what they needed to do to realize their big dreams in 2021. The response was huge. People from more than 10 countries registered, and we had people in the hot seat so they could action things in real time and implement the system that all but guarantees their success, which, if done correctly, is something that can be replicated year after year. For those of you who missed the workshop, unfortunately, there isn't a replay. But I've included a link in the show notes where you can download your free success plan. When you download it, you'll find two tabs. The first one is for you to map out everything you want in your life. And I mean everything. It should be exhilarating to fill this out because it's your literal wish list for the universe. Then on the second tab, you'll see a pretty comprehensive summary of how all the pieces of the puzzle fit in. It's simple to complete your success plan. I've done the heavy lifting for you and even updated it for 2021. The hard part is having the discipline to sit down and actually do it. And that's the one thing I can't help you with. So hit the link in the show notes to download your free success plan. The reason most people fail in life is because they don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. Over time, that manifests in poverty, ill health, and misery. Not in one day, but over time, it's that reactive personality that means they're exposed to distraction and procrastination and trying to fit in and accepting whatever fate hands them. And the reason most people don't know what they want is because they don't know who they are. With all my clients, the first thing we do is find out exactly who you are and then go through this bulletproof plan to make sure you can be proactive about your life and live with intent each day and create freedom in every sense of the word. Financial freedom, the ability to contribute to the causes you care about most, the ability to connect with whoever you want on the planet, and the ability to make the impact you want to create from this one life you've been given. You are clear on your mission, what values determine your daily actions, and what you need to do today to get to where you want to be. Again, in all areas of your life. So now we know that most people don't even set goals. In fact, most people spend more time planning their social lives or playing video games than they do their actual life. And when you add in that most people don't know who they are, that's mistake 1 and 2, both of which are fatal mistakes. There's a statistic I share at every speech I do, and that's by the second week of February, out of everyone who has set goals or New Year's resolutions, just any type of goals for the year, 80% of people have already given up on the year. That's right, only 1 in 5 of those people who actually set goals in the first place, which is a minority percentage to begin with, is still focused on achieving those goals just 6 weeks after they were set. So whether you're listening to the podcast or watching this on YouTube, I want you to go to your calendar. It doesn't matter which calendar or which app you use, just go to Monday, the 8th of February, and at 7 a.m. set a calendar note that says, in capital letters, win the day. You might even want to put a bunch of fire and rocket emojis after it like I do. When that calendar notification goes off, I want you to go extra hard that day. Go extra hard on that day. Let it be your motivation that on the one day when almost everyone else has quit, you're the exception to the rule. You're setting the example of what an inspired life looks like. And if you want to know how to do that, just imagine there's a film crew following you around and creating a movie about your life. And on that day, Monday, 8th of February, they're with you from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to sleep on that day. Show the film crew how deserving you are of everything that will come into your life with this plan you've created. Now, I promised in this episode to share a simple resource I found this year that helped me with the one goal I always struggled with. Now, you probably never even guess what this goal was. In fact, it's actually meditating consistently. I'd always heard about the benefits of meditation, but I've never been able to stick with it long enough to experience those benefits. So I did a bit of research and, I'm always trying to figure out different research methods to unlock peak performance. And I bought what's called a 100 board. I'll include a link to it in the show notes. It's like $10 on Amazon for a whole bunch of them, and basically each row has 10 numbers. So the whole board is numbered from 1 to 100. And each day when I do a meditation, I draw a big red cross over the number. And guess what? I haven't missed a single meditation since I started doing this almost a month ago. It's a simple idea. No one wants to break that chain of red crosses once it's started. So I just leave this 100 board on my keyboard so I can't start my day until I've done the meditation. So you just need to leave it somewhere where you're going to see it each day. And it's also broken down that more challenging goal of doing 100 daily meditations in the first quarter of this year in a row into one simple task each day. There's nothing that can happen in my day that would stop me from getting this done, and it unlocks that competitive fire within. So it doesn't matter what your goal is. If there's something that you're struggling with, get one of these 100 boards and get moving with your red crosses. It's actually the exact process that Jerry Seinfeld used to write better jokes when he was an aspiring comedian. That's how I first heard about it. Seinfeld knew that the best way to become a renowned comedian was to tell better jokes. And the best way to tell better jokes was to write every day. He used this red X system to ensure that every day he was getting words on a page that became the foundation of the comedy career he built, which led to shows like Seinfeld, which is one of my personal favorite shows that's made Jerry Seinfeld a billionaire. Talking about this goal-setting process, Jerry Seinfeld said, "After a few days, you'll have a chain. Just keep at it and the chain will grow longer every day. You'll like seeing that chain, especially when you get a few weeks under your belt. Your only job next is to not break the chain. Don't break the chain." So there's some very wise words from the true legend, Jerry Seinfeld. And while there's no replay of our goal-setting workshop, I've got a big announcement to make. On the 22nd of February, I'll be running the Day One Mastermind for 12 lucky people who are going to get access to experiences you can't get anywhere else. For 3 months, I'll be working closely with you to get crystal clear on what you want in life and then give you a bulletproof plan to achieve all of it. Who is the Day One Mastermind for? It's for you if you want to significantly boost your income, establish relationships at the highest level, and position yourself as an authority in your industry. Because that's what I do best. In the last 12 months alone, I've worked with people in more than a dozen countries to achieve massive results. In that time, my clients have generated 7 figures in new business revenue, launched #1 podcasts in multiple countries and categories, confirmed 5-figure sponsorship deals for their business, won Emmy Awards, published #1 international best-selling books, and finally cracked a code to scaling their income without scaling their workload. And that's just what they achieved with their business. The truth is that the right blueprint will transform literally every part of your life, like we've spoken about earlier in this episode. But it's not just me and the other participants who will be helping you on the Day One Mastermind. I'll also be bringing in some of the most successful entrepreneurs on the planet. They'll be with you live to help you action things in real time and give you all the answers and support you need to get to that next level. How would your life change if you had an award-winning business expert whose ventures have raised more than $30 million in funding and attracted support from some of the world's leading brands and individuals, showing you how to create a supremely profitable business that aligns with your purpose and passion? Or a renowned product expert whose latest company is backed by the most prestigious venture capital firms and partnered with the world's best athletes. I mean, people like 3-time NBA champion Steph Curry and Super Bowl winning quarterback Russell Wilson, revealing how you can establish relationships at the highest level. Or an award-winning TV producer whose job is to pitch the most reputable networks in the world and who currently has one of the most watched shows in the whole of the US to help you tell your story in a way that resonates. Or one of the world's leading social media experts who has personally managed almost $1 billion in ad spend to help you create, sell, and scale your brand and your business on social media. They're just some of the people who will be available live to help you blast through your obstacles, map out your path to financial freedom, and grow your business. So if you have your own business or you're in professional services, maybe you're a consultant, maybe you're in real estate, law, podcasting, financial services, whatever it might be, if you are an entrepreneur or in professional services, the Day One Mastermind will transform your life like nothing you've seen before. And that even comes with a 100% money back guarantee. So there's literally zero risk. If you're interested in learning more about the Day One Mastermind, click the link in the show notes where you'll be able to fill out a few questions so we're clear on where you're at and where you want to go. And after that, you and I will have a one-on-one call so we can go into those areas in more detail. And if you're a fit for the Day One Mastermind and there's still spots available, you'll receive all the info you need, as well as more than $2,000 in bonuses. The people who join the Day One Mastermind become part of my inner circle and friends for life. It's that simple. If you've ever wanted me to help you personally, there's no better option than this. But to make sure I can allocate enough time to each of you, there are only 12 spots available. And like last year, all of them will be taken. So if you're interested, hit that link for the Day One Mastermind in the show notes. And together, along with the special guests I'll be bringing along, we'll make 2021 your best year yet, guaranteed. For a quick recap on today's episode, there's a link in the show notes where you can download your free success plan. And I've also put the 100 board in there too. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see it, the one that I'm holding up. Remember to set your calendar note for Monday, the 8th of February, so you can win that day when everyone else has given up. And if you found some inspiration in this episode, share it with a friend so they can benefit too. And if you're interested in the Day One Mastermind, that link will also be in the show notes. As we finish, I want to reflect on the quote for today because I love this quote so much. It must be borne in mind that the tragedy of life doesn't lie in not reaching your goal. The tragedy lies in having no goals to reach. That's all for this episode. Remember to get out there and win the day. Until next time, onwards and upwards, always.